topics I want to hear in Tokyo State of Mind. And we are live. We have zero viewers, but it doesn't matter. Can you hear the music? Let's see what people are gonna ask about life in Japan, and like let's talk to each other as always. But can you hear the music? Oh wow, we have some viewers already. Hi guys, this is a very random live session. Yeah, you cannot hear the music.
And Khamida, I'm sorry.
So this is a very surprise random live session that we decided to hold to actually learn more about our viewers and what kind of topics and concerns you have, like especially if you're right now in Japan. As you know guys, the freaking lockdown is coming and there's no fun time. No fun time is guaranteed, like for the upcoming, I don't know how many months, because we have no idea how long is it gonna last. But I hope everyone is staying safe and sound, and yeah, and not hoarding the groceries in the store. So my helper today on my left, who is disappearing magically a couple of times, Maurice. Maurice, where are you? Maurice, we need you back. Okay, so this is Maurice, a guy who is an invisible guy from Florida, my best friend of 6 years that is always supporting me with a lot of crazy adventures, and I think I owe him my accent too, because he speaks like, sometimes I start speaking his accent because I talk to him all the time. Where is Maurice? Oh wow, we have some questions. Nice. Hello, let's see. Hello, may I ask you some question for MEXT scholars? So the scholars have to apply to pay the quarantine by themselves, or university or MEXT? Oh, I see. Thank you so much for the question. I hope MEXT application, so I assume it was successful for you, so congratulations. If not, good luck with applying. To my knowledge, for the quarantine, um, so you remember, like Wither, one of our guests in the sessions, he actually said that the quarantine, you mean the stay in the hotel, everything is paid by MEXT. So you don't have to buy anything except for the food, and maybe you have to pay for your taxi when you come from airport to the hotel, but your living expenses should be covered. At least that is what's happening to my knowledge. So you guys, if you have any questions like about Tokyo State of Mind or life in Japan, just comment here, and I and Maurice will try to, do the best of our knowledge, answer to your questions. Yep. Thank you for this one. Is Maurice coming back? Let me call him. And we have another question. Thank you very much. Yay! Thank you. Thank you. We're happy to help you out here. So in general, just comment anything, ask, like tell how you're doing, tell about Maurice. You need to come back. Where are you? Yes, I'm still there. Guys are waiting for you. Yeah. Come on in. Yeah. Yay!
Hey, bam, I'm back.
This
So
boy's back.
it's better to use it on the computer, I think. It was hard
Yes, I think so. I think so. We're still playing around with the software.
Hey, bam, pretty sweet. What's up?
Yeah,
What's up, girl?
yeah. What's up? I want you to pay close attention to the Maurice's voice because he has the most expensive voice in the planet, and I always tell him that he should make money with like using his voice because damn, your voice is so deep and like it's so cool, and his intonation, guys. Yeah, I'm lucky to hear that voice every day.
So who, so who are we speaking to, right? Who are you speaking to?
We're speaking to Tokyo State of Mind people.
Tokyo State of Oh yes, Tokyo State of Mind.
Yeah, so maybe
TSOM.
you can give a short like introduction of yourself, like I mean, and say what how you know about Tokyo State of Mind, how it was born in front of your
Hmm.
eyes.
You know what? I love what you're doing with Tokyo State of Mind. I really do. I love the passion. I love the vision. You know,
Yay.
yes, like Tokyo State of Mind is being built by an amazing person. It really is.
Yes, by don't forget about Katya. She's sleeping and she cannot join us today.
Right, Katya. You know what? I really like what Katya is doing. I saw on her Instagram she posted, was that a Russian Christmas tree? Wait, let me
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
you will see this Christmas tree in a lot of episodes from now on because we just don't want to say bye to it. Like, you
Yeah.
know that in Kyrgyzstan, like if you have a Christmas tree, you basically don't take it off before January 13th
Uh-huh.
because by the old rules, like the old Christmas was like back in the days in January 13, so it's like the old Christmas, and we are keeping the tree all the way there. At least that's what my mom did. She was like, "Oh, let the tree be all the way to January 13th, so you know you can have fun, like looking at it, and I don't know, maybe waiting for some presents." And when I realized that Katya's family also has the same tradition, I was like, "Damn,
Mm-hmm.
like, it's so cool."
Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Now, do you know why till January 13th? Why till that day? Why till January 13th?
Because I said because we keep the Christmas tree all the way to January 13th, because we the old calendar Christmas, you know, before they changed the calendar, the existing calendar is the Gregorian calendar, and before the Gregorian calendar, like all the days were like minus 14 days, and that was the old Christmas, and we kept the trees, and yeah, and so 20 December 25 was back in it was also December 25, but now it moved to January 13 because of the new calendar. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Got it. Beautiful.
that's a thing. Yeah. So Maurice,
What's up?
tell what you also like about Tokyo State of Mind.
I believe that Tokyo State of Mind is a vehicle that you two are going to use to change culture in Japan, to
Yeah.
to not only change, but like to help, to open, give
Yes,
in.
definitely that's one of the missions. And I told you right that recently um we have some high school students who are following us, and
Huh.
they are like they're using our platform to learn English, but at the same time they are just looking for new stories, for something not stereotypical. And I have a question here from Alex. Hi, Alex. Hi, are there any different taxes you're supposed to pay if you have a part-time job and the scholarship? Thanks in advance. That's a very good question, Alex. So this really depends on what kind of company you're working for. So personally, I work for several companies as a part-time, and some of those companies they don't require any tax slip. They just like pay you in cash. You have just to fill out some forms, and they just, for example, they tell they're gonna pay you um, sang yen with like for 4 days, which is like 30,000 yen for your work for 4 days, and then you get the same exact amount. But some companies they um, you have to fill out the tax form, and the salary that they tell you, it's not like they are telling it without any deductions yet. So you get a little bit like 10% less than what you earn, which is like an income tax. And so you basically pay for the tax as a scholar because you're staying here for more than what at least if you're not doing exchange, you're staying for more than 6 months. So you kind of are supposed to pay for the tax. Yeah, but I mean, if you actually think like how much you earn and you know how much money is left, like it's not that much that is deducted from your salary. So it's really chill in that way. Yeah, that's what happens for taxes. But if you there are also like some ways when you are working for you just individually are like teaching someone English and they just hand you cash. Of course, you don't need to pay taxes for that. Um, and
Are there different categories of taxes?
I think so. Yes, there is of course, just like everywhere, there's income tax, there's consumption tax. I'm not very familiar, but I know that for every single job, like they actually deduct something.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what happens. uh, but still, baito in Japan is like it's very easy to do. Like I know some people who are not doing any kind of teaching baitos. They prefer, to do some physical job like washing dishes and stuff. Like, and they still get a decent amount of money. At least you get like 1,000 yen per hour.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yes. Yay. Always happy to help out. So,
Where is
any more
where is
questions?
Alex
Hmm?
from?
Yeah, Alex, where are you from?
Where's Alex
We
get it from?
we don't really know where most of our viewers from, like, because we noticed that we have a lot of Spanish speaking viewers, which is so cool. Spanish or Portuguese. So one of our friends is sometimes helping us like to do the um, Portuguese and Spanish subtitles as well. So we
Hmm.
can, yeah, reach out um, a good, like, um, wider audience.
How
And also
do
for, hmm?
how do most people learn about the MEXT program?
I think like if you're genuinely interested in Japan, you naturally have like a network of people who are looking for the ways to come to Japan. And when you
Mhm.
Google like scholarship to Japan, MEXT is one of the first things that comes
Uh-huh.
up.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it's one of the best scholarships because it covers so many things. There are other ways, by the way, guys. We're gonna have more sessions about if you failed MEXT and um, and you're sad. Of course, I've been there. Like, um, there's so many other ways to come here. Like, there's so many other scholarships. Yeah. Okay, so we have the question. Where are you from, guys? Maurice, where are you from?
I am from Mississippi, USA.
Yay. He's Oprah Winfrey's homie. That's why I like him so much. My brother. Okay. As for me, I'm from Kyrgyzstan. Um, this is a country
Hmm.
that anytime I say it, people have to Google it. Please Google, but don't believe anything that you'll find about us. We're a very nice country, very hospitable. We're super ethnically diverse, and we have amazing mountains. So when I came to Japan, I saw Fujisan. It was like kind of short mountain for me. So that's what I want to say about Kyrgyzstan. We have beautiful mountains, amazing people, and we speak Russian. Just for information.
Did you just say
Okay.
that
Oh,
the
so
Fuji
Alex is
Mountain
from
was
Brazil.
small?
We'll be going to Japan and research collab later this year. Oh, congratulations! Yeah, that's so cool. Where are you going? Tokyo, Osaka, Hokkaido? That's man.
Brazil.
Congratulations! It's amazing. Wow. Yeah, Max scholarship is super hard, and good job on getting it. Yeah, cool. Um, make sure to what? make sure to first, yeah, bring yourself, and make sure to um, also subscribe to MSA, MEXT Scholarship Association, because they are providing a lot of amazing resources for your stay, and of course to us, because we're here like trying to connect people. I know that for Brazilian people, when you guys come here, the culture shock is very hard because the culture is like quite the opposite from Brazil. People might feel cold and not very sociable. So I know that a lot of people are actually suffering from depression on that point. So make sure to subscribe to us and MSA and find your community. It's gonna be much easier here. Oh, you're going to Kyoto? Yeah, he's going to Kyoto. Kyoto is really good. They have amazing community there. Hi, this is Jaffer from Algeria. I'll be enrolling PhD program at Scuba University. Your videos help me a lot. Thanks a lot, Khamida. Thank you for following us. And
I think
amazing job on being enrolled in PhD program at Tsukuba University. I know Tsukuba University's community. They're amazing people, very helpful. But I know that Tsukuba is not like, if you're a party person, it's not a place. So it's the best for your research. But if you want to party, you gotta be in Tokyo, because Tsukuba people is like, it's in Chiba, and I know that it's the same, almost the same prices as in Tokyo. So people might say that it's less expensive, but not really, not really. So if you want to have a more fun life, yeah, Tokyo is a place. Okay. Oh wow, I'm from Myanmar. I've known your channel when you make seminars together with Austin Zhang. He's Zeng, but yeah, Austin is our homie. We doing the sessions with him. He's such an amazing person. Like, oh my gosh, Austin is just like the way how he is so passionate about helping out people here. He's even helping me right now, you know, like I also like everything, anytime something happen, Austin is there for me and Katya. Very helpful person. And please join, there are some sessions on MSA that they're holding like for free about the job hunting and stuff. So once you're subscribed to MSA, you can see a lot of cool stuff. And of course, we're also bringing a lot of amazing guests soon. Um, yeah, if you have any ideas like what kind of people you want to see on our show, just let us know, because we are definitely trying to bring like the most, you know, craziest people here in Japan, and show you like the non-stereotypical way of living here. Because, you know, guys, you might assume that, oh, Japan, in Japan I can only do this and that, which is not true. Like, there are so many amazing people who are doing the things out of the box. So if you have any suggestions of what kind of, like, you know, I don't know, people in Japan that you're interested in seeing in our show, just let us know. We'll find a way to get them here. Yay, a comment from Fazlai. Tokyo is my dream city. Oh yeah, it's my dream city too. Still, even though I live here. It's not always the greatest city, like in many ways, but it's very diverse for sure. Maurice, what is your perception of Tokyo from what I tell you about it?
what is my perception of Tokyo when you
Yeah,
tell me about
from my
the
stories
first,
that I tell you, because you know all the stories.
the first thing that comes to my mind is the intro you, you read
The
to me.
intro,
An intro you read to me. Just how smooth Tokyo is.
the smooth.
Hmm. How well do you hear me now?
Hmm?
How well do you hear me?
I can. I. It's a little bit quiet.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Meanwhile, I see. So yeah, Kyoto. Alex is going to Kyoto. Yeah, Kyoto is more traditional city, but it doesn't mean you cannot have fun there. It has a lot of amazing sightseeing. So Maurice, can,
What I have a question for you.
yeah,
What makes Tokyo your dream city? Why is it?
Um, so for me, Tokyo is a dream city because um, you can see like every single like district of Tokyo is so different.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for example, the biggest crowded places like Shinjuku and Ikebukuro, in so many ways they can look the same, like center. But anyways, there are some like little details that makes them very different, and you can go like at the same for the same. You stay in Tokyo, but you can experience so many different vibes in different places,
Hmm.
and also I like that. I feel like that, especially right now, Tokyo startup ecosystem is growing so much.
Hmm.
Of course, they're doing like their own way, but anyways, I feel a lot of like interesting innovation going on, and there are also so many. I'm not really a foodie, but a lot of my, but it's sometimes nice like just to go into different like restaurants and try out different kind of food and try out different kind of vibe. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and plus, of course, the people in Tokyo, like only crazy people come to Tokyo. Okay, and we have the next question. For MEXT Scholarship information, Japanese embassy in our country make a lot of events like study in Japan, in which main university, even like Kyodai and Handai, are participating. We got information mainly from those events. But between, if there is nothing wrong with second screen, I'm going to Kobe University with MEXT Scholarship. Wow, congratulations. Yeah, I hope you get it. Like Kobe University is also a really nice one. I have some friends studying there, um, and um, I guess like for Japan, just like for any other country, all the universities like their own governments. Like um, I mean, even like within I studied Tokyo University, and I cannot really say that my experience is the same like as other Tokyo University students because it's so freaking big and there's so many different labs and like so many different um like even you have for graduate school like you might have a very nice and welcoming graduate school or not really welcoming one. So um the you cannot really say that in this university you always get like good experience or you always get a bad experience. It really depends a lot on your professors, and I hope that you got a really good one because a lot of things depend on like how supportive and open your professor is. Yeah, well, if that's what you're looking for. And I definitely recommend like if you are really like looking for the way to find information about your university is definitely not just look at the internet, but also just like you said, attending the events like studying Japan and actually finding online the people who are in your lab or in your university because can give you a totally different perspective on things. So the more information you know, the more prepared you are. And but at the same time, no matter how much you're prepared, there's so many things that are going to be very surprising for you. That's why in Tokyo State of Mind, we always stress the importance of community. If you're in a community, no matter what kind of like crazy things you're into, like, or I mean, no matter how bad the situation can become with like adaptation, like in the university, the relationship with professor. If you have a community, you can find it a way to get out of this problem and conflict. Um, oh, another question. How can I apply for MEXT scholarship in Japan? Well, just like it's the same. I mean, if you're already in Japan, you can, it's the same, just it's the same as if you were back in your country, but you have, I guess you have definitely a privilege in the way that here the people, your senpais and the professors are more reachable. You can actually meet them. You can have coffee with them and talk about things. It's the same procedure. You just start off with applying your documents, like researching the school you want to go, making sure you're eligible first, um, making sure you can get all the needed documents before the application deadline. Um, like yeah, before the application deadline, and also not stressing out too much, which is also very important. Next question. I have a question. MEXT undergraduate scholarship. How hard are the first year preparatory course exams would you say university placement math compared to like MEXT high school exams? I have no idea about how hard are the undergraduate scholarship. That's something that Austin is familiar with, but according to what I heard, um, they can be quite hard, especially if you don't know Japanese, because like most of those programs, you have the preparation course with 1 year dedicated to learning Japanese. So this can be very hard, especially if you didn't learn Japanese back home. For math, I don't think you have to do any like preparatory math course. I've never heard about it. Let's save this question next time for Austin, like for our next session, because he's more familiar with that. I came to MEXT with a research scholarship, but definitely I've never heard about anyone taking math in the first year. I'm eagerly interested to apply for MEXT scholarship in Japan. Yeah, definitely do it. And as I mentioned, the procedure is starting researching your school, starting researching what kind of deadlines and documents, because I cannot tell like for every kind of for in general what it's like, because it really depends on the school and what kind of um, supervisor are you looking for, and it depends on like if it's embassy or university, like because there are two tracks that you can apply MEXT for. Yeah, thank you for the questions. Yeah, so many questions for MEXT. Any other questions that you're interested about, like to talk about, life in Japan or like other kind of opportunities? Maurice, what are you interested in? Um, when it comes to Japan, I know you like models.
What do I like about Japan? I have a cousin, he loves anime. So
Yeah,
yeah, so that's one reason why he wants to go to Japan.
yeah, that's actually one of the things that everyone is interested like about. That's one of the reasons that people are actually applying for the scholarship, because their interest starts off with anime.
Mm.
And that's what they say during the interview, that we're interested in the anime and that's why we want to come. But we on this channel, we um, definitely don't really recommend saying talking about anime, because so many people use it as a pretext to come to Japan.
Hmm.
Yeah, but that's why it doesn't really work for the interview if you want to stand out.
Of course. Could you imagine that in an interview?
Yeah, yeah,
Someone saying, I just love anime. I just, yeah.
yeah. It's like it's very cliche. That's why it doesn't really work. I
Hmm.
mean, it doesn't. If that's the real reason, it's definitely something to keep for yourself.
Or
But
maybe it depends on the anime you've seen.
well, I mean, if you find the one, like if you actually talk about the anime that is related, like I mean, for example, if you research that the person who is gonna conduct the interview is a big fan of the certain anime. So, and if you want, to sparkle the conversation, that's gonna be smart move. That's gonna be cool, because it's gonna be some anime that's not that famous. It's not like Naruto, Bleach, or like the Spirited Away. Like that can be smart move, but it shouldn't be like the number one reason why you come, because they want more to hear like how you're gonna improve the relations between your country and Japan.
Hmm.
Brady C got question. How hard was it adapting to the Japanese culture for both for you? Any memorable embarrassing mistakes? Well, Maurice is not in Japan currently, but do you remember what I was telling you about? What was the hardest part for me to adapt for the culture?
What was the hardest part for you to adapt to the culture?
Yeah. Do you remember that?
Or, well, hey, I want to make sure that I bring up the correct story. Are we talking about the tsunami event?
Oh my gosh, not the tsunami, it was typhoon. Typhoon.
Oh, correct.
Yes,
Correct.
yes. Um, but it's not a part of the culture; it's a part of a nature that you cannot really control.
Hey,
So,
a
uh,
typhoon is a serious culture shock. It's serious.
yes, actually you can definitely count it as a legitimate like culture shock because yeah. So I'm a part of Aikido club, and one time, me and my whole crew we just went to Chiba for Aikido training. You know, like if you watched anime, they always have like this kind of like seishun no ippai no like training where they're all like running in the mountains, like waking up together and eating food, like and doing things as a sports team. That's what happened to me, and I was so excited for that. And the captain told us something like, "Oh, on the last day of our stay, it's gonna be a strong wind there, but it shouldn't be much of a like it shouldn't bother you that much." And we're like, "Okay, strong wind, it's fine." And then on the last day, like after this really really hard like um practices, because we like practiced 9 hours for day, I just gave up halfway because it was too hard, especially in a very hard um tatami. Like it was crazy, our backs were hurting. Yeah, on the last day, we were inside the very old style like Japanese ryokan, which is like kind of like a guest house. It was very shabby, and the freaking typhoon started. We had to lock all our doors and windows, and the house was just like shaking literally. And we had a very old sensei who was like, we just looked at him and like, "Is it okay?" He said, "I'm 70 something years old, but it's the strongest typhoon I've ever witnessed in my life." So yeah, you can imagine that some people were prepared to die because that was crazy. And um and I don't know, by some miracle the Suryokan, like it just didn't like experience much of a damage. The first floor was completely flooded by the rain, and by some magical coincidence, like one of the only um, the cafeteria stayed safe, and no walls were broken, no rooftop was blown away. But when we woke up on the next day and we were going home through our car, we could see the the like car that were turned over, like the boats, and some houses were had their second floors completely blown away. So I guess that was the biggest shock for me. And the other thing that was definitely hard to adjust is that Japanese language is so not very similar. It's not very similar. It's so different from, for example, Russian or English, in a way that there's a lot of cultural context. So sometimes if you want to say something to your friends, you realize that even if you use the right like you can use the same construction, like the right construction of words, they might not really actually get what you're talking about. So that was the thing. And the other thing is the sexism, because definitely I could feel that like a lot of women here are still really suppressed. And there's like in my Aikido club, I had these cases when some of the girls would just come to me and say something like, "Oh, how do you talk to guys?" And I'm like, "You just talk." So they are not really familiar with the concept of being friends with guys and stuff. So that was kind of a little bit shocking. Yeah, there are a lot of things I can. There's an endless list. But thank you for question, Freddie. Do you guys feel like some international students tend to experience moteki while in Japan, and then it gets in the way of their research or studying? Sorry for this weird question, lol. Oh, I like weird questions, but I don't know what is moteki. Let me Google it. Maurice, let's Google it. Let's learn some Japanese together. Okay, moteki, moteru. So nanda. Yeah, moteki. I think so. I witnessed this kind of cases. Like I have some friends who definitely got carried away by moteki. They were not really that popular in their country, but then they're like, oh, some exotic gaikokujin, like foreigners here in Japan, they got a lot of attention for being different, or I don't know.
Would you
Yeah,
explain to me what
that's
motiki is?
so moteki, according to Google,
Motiki.
is a Japanese slang term for a period of time, usually the one and only period of time where one becomes popular with the opposite sex. Yeah.
I like
And
motiki.
you
I
like,
like
yeah, have you
motiki.
experienced moteki? I think you're moteki all the time because every time I was with you, like um back in my home country, everybody was asking for your phone number from me, and I'm like, yeah, yeah, but let him agree with this first.
It's a private number.
Yeah, it's a private number. Yeah, very secretive. Um, yeah, but definitely, I've seen this kind of moteki experience. Like I've seen people going through that, and I mean, why not? if you if you like the attention and according to the Google, it's something that happens once, like the only one period of time. Why not to get it? Like I mean, I know some people who are actually using moteki to learn Japanese. So Maurice, so you see, I'm giving you a pro tip. When you come, you need your models. Yeah, you just moteki, you know. That's how you learn Japanese.
Is that I remember when I was in high school,
Yeah.
whenever the foreign exchange students came there, they had the motiki experience.
Yeah, right? Because they look different.
Yeah.
At this point, it doesn't even matter actually how you look like. I think it's more, it's just like you being different, you're being exotic,
Mm.
you know? But you kind of have to, like, if you're looking for something serious, you kind of have to be a little bit, how to say, suspicious of it. Because, you know, in Japan, they actually have this legitimate, like, slang, like white monkey, which means a
White.
white foreigner that everyone wants to become friends with, not for his or her personality, but
Mhm.
just because
Ah,
he or she looks white, so look different. They just take them everywhere, like to every event, like to show off, like you know, their foreign friends. So
so
I
yeah.
had some friends who were very sad about this. They're like, oh, they just invite me because I look different, but no one gives a shit what kind of person I am. So it can be like it's like kind of double sword thing. They definitely feel moteki, but at the same time, it's too superficial sometimes.
I
But
felt motiki when I was in Bishkek.
right, yeah,
I did.
because it's not very common to see like a tall, athletic black guy, stylish, walking on Bishkek roads.
Yeah.
How was it? How was it?
My overall experience or my overall motiki experience.
Yeah, your moteki experience.
So like i- is motiki the same as as the white monkey as they would say it? Is it the same thing?
Not really, not really. I mean, white monkey is one part of it.
The white monkey. So yeah, I
The
just remember
superficial, like not nice part of it. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I just remember one night a guy invited me to a party and I just felt like he just wanted me to be there just because I felt like an exotic creature to him and for his friends. Yeah, so I didn't like that feeling. But however,
Mm,
it
yeah,
was
'cause you don't like the
I
superficial stuff, right?
you know what? I think I was just being spontaneous. You know, I was just
Mm,
exploring the city and I met some cool
yeah,
people. I said, "Hey,
yeah,
let's go, let's do it." So
yeah,
yeah, we had an amazing time. But after the thought, like after the fact, I was thinking, yeah,
yeah. I, I mean, it's definitely fun to experience, right? It's for a short time, like it kind of feels good, maybe, like especially if you're new and you need some attention. Oh my God, like I think this should be a separate topic. How challenging it can be to make friends in Japan, because like you're in a completely new environment, and if you haven't been here before, like, and you don't have an established network of people and stuff, like it can happen sometimes that even like the foreigners who come from a very sociable environments, they come to Japan and they experience the isolation, and they experience being feeling like more introverted and staying in their rooms. That's what I actually experienced at the beginning. Because remember, I was calling you at the beginning. It was like, Maurice,
Hmm.
I'm in the weird, nerdy place.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
And I'm
I was
expecting
in a
to.
very, yeah,
Hmm. You know, I'm going to the DR in a few more days, and
yeah,
I'm expecting to. I'm preparing for the culture shock. I'm preparing for it.
culture
How do
shock
you
is gonna.
prepare for culture shock in Japan?
Oh, you cannot be prepared. You just come and you.
And
I mean,
experience it.
even you cannot really be prepared. I mean, you can decrease the extent of it by, you know, watching Tokyo State of Mind and
Hmm.
going on our live sessions and having some Japanese friends who or foreign friends who tell you about what it's like in Japan. But I was like, even though I was researching so much and talking to so many people before coming here, even for me, the beginning was kind of crazy. It was so
Hmm.
crazy, and for many reasons. For many reasons, like you come here, you have no family here, and I mean, if you come from a place like Kyrgyzstan, where we're like Italians, family is very close and stuff, right? You come to a place where people are living in a. That was one of the things that also like quite a big culture shock is that like the spaces here are so small. So at the beginning, I felt like a little bit claustrophobic because like what the fuck? My room is like in Japan is twice um twice smaller than my bathroom back home. So yeah, that's the thing. Like there's so many things you cannot definitely be prepared for. But if you meet amazing friends and um, amazing people like at the university, it's gonna be so much easier for sure. Yeah, so much easier.
What do you wish you
Any
would have known?
questions? Hmm?
What do you wish you would have known about Japan before going?
What I wish I have known before coming to Japan. Um, well, I think I wish I knew um, that taking exams in Japan can be much stressful, like especially like the language exams, like GRE and stuff. Like I wish I could take those back home because it's much easier when you're back in your country to take that and to concentrate. So I didn't have to spend any time here figuring out how to take those exams here. That's one of the things. Um, and the other thing, um, I don't think there are many things because everything here is so much more convenient than back home. Yeah, I definitely there may be some things that I need to think of, but those are the major things that come to my mind. Yeah. So, um, guys that are following us, like our subscribers, our Tokyo State of Mind people, if you have any questions, any concerns, we will be happy to hear about them. I mean, any advices that you want to know about. This is a very random session that we planned out with Maurice just for you. We didn't get any, we didn't do any promotion and stuff. We were just like on the phone and like, hey, why not to do um, a random session because we're random as fuck. Okay, I like your
Aren't we? Aren't
background.
we?
Look at the bears. Oh my
You like the background?
Maurice, I
Like the
didn't know
background?
you got some babies right there.
I know, right? I know. I know. Yeah.
So cute. Is it your like childhood room?
No, this is not my childhood room. Well, this is like this is my aunt's house, and I'm traveling, and
Uh she has
this is one of
there's some
her,
babies there.
or there was babies here before, but they're all adults now.
I see. Yeah, babies grow so fast. Uh it's true. Okay, and we have again a question. I heard that renting home in Japan for non-Japanese speaking foreigners are really hard. How did you overcome this? Oh, that's a very good question. You know how I didn't really want to get out of my dormitory just like 1 year ago? I was like, it's so convenient here. I don't want to get out from here. I want to stay in the dorm with other foreigners, with my friends. Like, I don't want to live in the crazy, like, Japanese share house where everyone will, complain about every single fucking noise I make, and I'm very noisy. As you see right now, it's like 1 a.m. and I'm here doing the live. But that's a real story. That's true. Renting home in Japan for non-Japanese speaking foreigners can be hard if you're going to the areas where if you don't speak Japanese and you're going to live in a share house with other Japanese people. I'm not trying to be racist or stuff, and because people everywhere, but the thing is, I have the real story of my neighbor just like being um so picky about little things, like, I go to the kitchen and I speak to my family, and she will be like, and it's like 4 p.m., it's not like late at night, and she will be complaining for me being extra noisy, like, to the company. So that's the thing. But on the positive side, I definitely recommend you to, if you also are not really, you're not a very real introvert and you're not used to being by yourself, there are a lot of nice guest houses or share houses where you, it's pretty much like a dorm. In some of them you have your own shower in your kitchen, and some of them you have a shared ones, like, it really depends. um, but you the best thing is, like, if you're really, really nice share house, like, you can have your own community of other foreigners who are just like you. It's much cheaper than renting out the apartment, because for apartment you have to, oh my gosh, like, there are cases where you have to rent an apartment for around 70,000 yen, which is like around $700, and you get you have to buy your own furniture. You have to um, like, find the contracts, to fill out the contracts for your Wi-Fi. There's so many like unnecessary things to do. While if you live in a dormitory in a share house, everything is there. You don't have to buy anything. Everything is there, and there are no, like, any extra expenses. The place might be a little bit smaller, but I know some share houses that are actually providing a bigger room, but for that you also need to pay more, but it still is going to be cheaper than having your apartment. So my strong recommendation is share a house in the area that is not far from the university, because yeah, like, commute in Japan, like, the average commute in Japan is like 1 hour, so, by for train. And um, better to find place that is not far from university. But, I live actually 1 hour away from university, and it's still fine, especially now during Corona, because I don't have to go there. So you don't really have to think about it that much. Yes. So next question: how is it being far from family? My daughter is looking to the MEXT program, but we live in New York City. Hey, hi people from New York. It's nice to, yeah, to see that people are writing where they're from, and it's amazing. I like that Tokyo state of mind is so global. Being far from family, if you come from, like, this background where family is so important, and if you're getting along with your family, like, it's definitely not easy, especially if it's your first time living abroad by yourself. But it has a lot of benefits because you learn how to be a proper adult. That's for sure. And no one canceled like FaceTime and Skype, like, Maurice is also my family. I call him all the time, like, hey, what happened. So it's, I mean, yeah, being far from family, it's not easy, but it's not impossible, because sometimes it's here in Tokyo, like, at least for me, like, I found an amazing community of friends that are like a family, and um, I definitely can rely on them a lot. And I think before Corona, it was actually easier for sure, like, because, like, even if your daughter goes to Japan, like, you can just come hop on a plane and come meet her. But now it has a lot of implications because it's hard. They're just closing the borders all the time. Like, the regulations are changing every month. Like, yeah, everything is really uncertain. But definitely, I wish the best of luck for your daughter to try MEXT. MEXT is an amazing opportunity that gives a lot of, like, besides the studies, there's so much of life experience that you can get here by being on MEXT. And we strongly encourage you to follow our sessions, and where we not only, like, do this kind of lives, but also we do our podcast where we talk about what kind of different, like, lifestyles you can have here in Japan. So definitely my best wishes for your daughter. Like, hope we can see her here in Tokyo or in any other place. Thank you so much. Freddie C. Oh, I like this question. How did the idea of starting TSOM come about? Any interesting content your channel will be wanted to explore in the future? So here is the thing. Tokyo State of Mind started, like, we have a I think we dedicated the whole one of the episodes about how, there was a very interesting story how this idea came to my mind. And I think this video is called How Aikido Changed My Life. So yeah, in some ways Aikido helped me to um, like start thinking about Tokyo State of Mind. But um, to be like, to put it briefly, me and my friend Katya, we experience a lot of isolation and loneliness issues here in Japan, like especially during Corona. So we're very sociable people, and we like, very dynamic life. Like, we're super adventurous, like going on crazy trips and stuff. And we noticed, like, we were very, very sad, like, with her when we started reading about, like, the news of some people committing suicides here because of, not being able to cope with isolation and loneliness. And we were also, at the same time, we were also thinking about, doing some side hustle by ourselves, except for our studies, because the big thing that we are promoting also here is that besides for studies, there's so many things that you can explore outside of university. Just go out and you can see so many things. So we realized that we were, like, blessed enough, like, to have some spare time to go to places and experience things and listen to other people's stories, that we could not help but share them. And we could not stand the idea that some people are uh, dying because of isolation and loneliness. They're deciding to take their own lives. And we're like, why not do it for, we can share stories and we can inspire people um, to live their best life here in Japan, or, like, or encourage people to come to Japan and have this best life. So I know it's a very, like, um, big mission and things, but that's something that motivates us a lot. That's something that pushes us, like, to work harder, especially in this environment where still so many things are not foreign friendly, unfortunately. So yeah, that's how we came across this idea to start Tokyo State of Mind. And the reason why actually we called it Tokyo State of Mind is because I'm a big fan of the song Empire State of Mind, which was the one that always I was listening it in the train, and it was, it was reminding me that even, like, in this very lonely, sometimes an isolated city, you still can feel yourself so cool and, and so positive. And um, the thing is, when you're here in Tokyo, in Japan, sometimes things get so overwhelming that you actually forget that you're here in Tokyo and there are limitless, like, possibilities here. It's so easy to, like, go in, like, just think in your own loneliness and, like, in your dark thoughts, that you sometimes forget that you're in a place where you can meet crazy people, that where you can meet amazing friends and do a lot of crazy things. So it was kind of like a reminder for us as well, for me and Katya, that damn, girls, we're in Tokyo, like, we can yeah, we can do something cool together. We can, you know take advantage of what kind of opportunities we have here, and create a community of amazing people like you guys. Thank you for asking this question, Freddie. Thank you so much for your detailed answer and sharing experience. It's really informative. Yay! I'm very happy that you enjoy it. Definitely. Um, yeah. I received a question from Maurice. Maurice, you're so shady. So he's saying, what kind of community is Tokyo State of Mind? Oh, Tokyo State of Mind is a community of rebellious people who are against the system, who are against loneliness and isolation, who are who are helpful, positive. Yeah. And yeah, I think that those are the most important aspects of our community. But you can be whoever you want to be and still be in our community. Next question from Jessica. On your exploration, what is the best hidden thing you have discovered? Oh my gosh, there's so many. What do you think was the best thing that I have discovered here in Japan, Maurice?
I'm trying to remember one of the stories you told me. It was like
Yeah,
a nature story.
Nature story?
I'm trying to remember a post I saw on Instagram.
Yeah.
What would you say is the most, like, what have you discovered in Japan?
I think that might be a very repetitive thing, but one of the thing that I have discovered, the best hidden thing was Aikido. So when you go to Japan and you talk to people, they always say, oh, it's so hard to make friends with Japanese people. Oh, it's so hard to be accepted. Oh, it's so hard to do martial arts and things. But I've met an amazing circle, Aikido circle here, who are they're just breaking all the stereotypes. They're so different from me. They're younger than me. They're students that some of them have never been abroad. They don't really speak English, but it doesn't prevent us to be like best friends, because they're just, I don't know, it's like an amazing magic over there. With people, like recently I have a beautiful story to share. So I was going through the Aikido exam. So in Aikido, before you get black belt, you have to pass 3 exams, and like for the final exam before the black belt, despite the corona, we were preparing like for this exam for 2 months. Our captain, like, he's not paid for anything and stuff. Like, he was just like trying to organize all the schedules for us. Like, he was trying to bring the coaches to help us out, and we went to this exam together. And when we were performing, suddenly, like, one of our judges told us to do a set of techniques with the hand, like we do usually with the right hand. They told us to do it with the left one, and basically they failed the whole club, and it was such a heartbreaking like experience. But I failed it, but the girl in the same club who failed it, who actually passed it, she started crying. And we were like, why are you crying? Like, I mean, you were the one who passed. And her answer was, I cry because you guys failed. I don't want to pass without you passing with me, because we're the same circle. We're comrades. And I was like, whoa. As much as I was like so stressed and like so like angry on judges for doing this unfair thing to me, I was so touched by, first, like, that my friend from the same circle, she was crying that we haven't passed. And then for one of our senpais actually coming and giving us money to have some comfort food. And then our captain just saying, hey guys, let's just come back and like, pass this exam again. I mean, every time I'm with these people, I just can't stop. They never fail to surprise me by the way how kind and how accepting they are, and how the cultural difference are never in the way to do things. So they're really doing their best to accept people. So personally, for me, this is the hidden jewel of Japan, is my Aikido club, because they're just amazing people. Yeah, I think Maurice also heard a lot of stories. They're never ending. I can actually show some videos. Like, yeah, I have a video on YouTube about our Aikido club during this typhoon, before the typhoon. That was really cool. If you are interested, I can just share it with you so you can see um, what kind of atmosphere I was talking about. Yeah, let's find this video. Any more questions, guys? We're so excited to learn more about you guys, about your concerns about life in Japan, about, if you want us to break some stereotypes for you, always welcome. Where is that?
I would start collecting stories of why, like, because even Alex from
Yep.
Brazil,
Mm-hmm.
where does the passion for Japan come from?
Yeah, exactly.
And even you
Yeah.
know, someone who's from Bishkek. It's
Mhm.
like, where does that passion come from? Passion for Japan.
Oh, it's very classic. It's from anime. You know that.
Uh-huh.
It's classic. I'm not that different from other people in that respect. It's just it all comes from anime. Like for me,
Mhm.
just like liking it so much that it convinced me how beautiful um, Japanese language is. So I definitely started more first interested in anime, and then I'm like, hey, Japanese language is so beautiful. I'm fine if I'm not gonna be paid for learning, like for one day for knowing this, but I just want to learn it. And actually, I had the series of arguments with my father, who was saying to me that Japanese language is never gonna bring me money, and here I am. Yeah, I definitely it was not true at all that Japanese language cannot bring you money. And besides the money, so many other amazing benefits like meeting Japanese friends and stuff. Yeah. What do you think are the common stereotypes about Japan back in USA?
What was that question?
What do you think are the common stereotypes about Japan in USA? Oh, I see the question. I see the comment. Me too. My passion for Japan came from watching anime and reading light novels. Yeah, Ranobe, right? Yeah. I know those ones. Those are nice. A lot of Korean dramas are based on those light novels. Have you ever like read any light novels or anime memories?
Have I ever read any novels of anime?
Japanese. Yeah.
Have I ever? I remember going to Books a Million and flipping through an anime novel, but I don't think I've ever
Yeah.
sat down and read a complete one
Flipping
before.
through. Yeah, flipping through it also counts.
Does it?
It's fun.
But see, what's the best novel you have read? The best anime novel,
The best anime novel I have read.
or one that you
Uh,
remember very well?
I didn't really like read novels. I just was watching anime. My favorite anime is I Shield 21. I can read it in the comment section if you guys are interested. This is if you're into sports anime, this is the one. I like sports anime. I
So
don't like very cheesy like dramas. Oh,
I wonder what
Oregaeru.
are the light novels. What is a light novel? Is it
Light
is it like
novel.
is it like a shorter book, or let's look at it. So anime
Um,
light novels.
well, light novel is a style of Japanese novel that is more like oriented on high school and middle students. Like I think it means light novel because it's not like that. It's not like the adults. It's more like for teenagers. That's what it means, light novel. Um, For me, Oregairu. I've never watched Oregairu. I think my friends were talking about it, but yeah, thank you for suggestions. Oh, I see. Yeah, I see. I see. This is a kind of style that I don't actually read that much, but I think I've heard from some people that it's really good. Hey, Toby, Dragon Ball Z. Toby, you're old. Bye. Yeah. No, no. The funny thing is, like, I've never watched Dragon Ball Z. Have you heard about Dragon Ball Z, Maurice?
Yes, of course. Of course.
Did you watch it actually?
Yeah, I did. I did. That was that was one of the most popular cartoons.
I think also you and Toby are the same age, like, so that's when I was like, 5 years old. Dragon Ball Z was not there on TVs.
Also, it depends on the location of the world, right?
Yeah. So Toby is from Germany,
Mm-hmm.
and in
So
Kyrgyzstan, I don't remember them, um, broadcasting Dragon Ball Z. I see another one, Haikyuu. Yeah, Haikyuu is a volleyball one. It's very popular here. They have so much merch of Haikyuu, like in Tokyo. Freddie, thank you for answers. Your channel really inspired me a lot. Great content, and I really wish the channel will grow. Yes, thank you, Freddie. Yeah, and we'll really appreciate if you help us grow it. We definitely want more people to be reached out by our positive vibes. Thanks for bring us along your memory lane of experiences. Oh my gosh, I have too many experiences. One day I need to write a like memoir.
an
Yeah.
autobiography.
Yeah, Katya also has so many stories. Next time we should get her here. Like, I like her reactions on things too.
I have never spoken to Katya before.
Oh, come on, you did.
Not long enough though. I need to talk to her more.
Yeah, you need to talk to her more often on this kind of session so you become best friends. Next one. I was so much into anime that I even started playing basketball after watching Kuroko. Ah, yeah. Kuroko is great. Yeah, I remember I was in university. I was also watching Kuroko no Basket. I was in a basketball team. You cannot see from this live stream, but I'm actually 180 centimeters, so I'm kind of tall. So I was always recruited for the basketball team, even though I was always just a center. I wasn't the fastest person. But Kuroko was definitely inspiring. Naomi Lesota. Hey, Queen. When is TSM music video going to drop? Once you introduce us this reggaeton guy who wanted to come to our show. Yes, let's do the TSM soundtrack together. Yeah, our girl from Alaska is here. She's the only Alaskan that I know. Do you know many Alaskans, Maurice?
I don't. When I think of Alaska, I think of Anchorage, Alaska. Yeah.
Yeah. But even if I think even if I know more like Alaskan people, like Naomi is just like she's a queen. She's a queen of Alaska. Yeah, she's a queen of Alaska. So guys, I think I found the video of Aikido, of my Aikido circle. I'm gonna play it for you right here. Hold on here, and like, yeah, I just wanted to share like this beautiful people with you so you can see what kind of amazing experience we're having. And one, This is the happy club that I was talking about. Thank you for sticking up to watch this video. Did you see that, Maurice?
I did. I loved it.
All right. I was so happy when I made this video because I felt like, man, sometimes just like looking through the memory lane can make you so happy. So this was definitely the video that makes me happy every time. I just feel so blessed by having these people in my life. And Toby is back with his question: how do Japanese students without scholarship see MEXT foreign? I mean, university fees are ridiculous high in Japan, but still less than in US. That's wow. Well, to be honest, Japanese students are envious of MEXT scholars because we don't have to pay the fees that they have to pay. Yeah, that's true. Japanese government is very generous, like in that way. They give us, the scholarship, like they pay our tuition fees. Well, Japanese students sometimes. I have one Aikido senpai who actually told me about his 1 month of Ramadan. Ramadan, like the fasting months, like this in Islam. And what he meant by this 1 month of Ramadan is he said that because his parents are paying for his education, they cannot really afford like his daily expenses, so he has to work for a part-time job. And 1 month all his part-time job was canceled, so the only thing that he had to eat was bread. So he felt like he was fasting, that he only could eat bread. And that story made my mind blows up so much. I was like, because back in my country, if something like that happens, you're reaching out to your family, you're reaching out to your friends, you do everything, but you don't starve. But I think they have like unnecessary extra pride here, that they are like, no, I better starve but not ask anyone for help. And this was like one of the cultural shocks for me as well, because unfortunately this is the reality for people here. And definitely some Japanese students, when they realize that we have all this tuition fees paid and allowance, they just feel it's kind of not fair. And the fees are definitely ridiculous in Japan, but they're not as high as in US, I would say, for sure. Yeah, Naomi, I'm the only one you need to know exactly. I don't need to know any other Alaskan because I know Naomi. She's the queen. Once you know the queen, you know everyone. Stop. Yeah. Yes, thank you, Freddie. I know the video is like, damn. One of the advice I can give for you: come to Japan with a good camera, because you will not stop like taking pictures like literally every day. So many things to record and keep a good memory. And that's something that I definitely can recommend for the mental health as well, because when you feel like you have a very overwhelming day and you have nothing to be thankful for, you can look at your phone and see all these amazing pictures and videos and realize that there's so many things to be thankful for. Yeah. This is how my video. I have a question for Maurice. Maurice, how long were you in Japan for, and how was it? Was there any racism? Maurice, you're not in Japan yet, but people are asking you about Japan. I cannot hear you.
I have not come to Japan yet, but to make this question relevant to me, it should be maybe how long was I in Kyrgyzstan, and how was it, and was there any racism there? That would be a relevant question for me.
And that's a very interesting experience, so you can share about this one.
I was in KG for 3 years. However, but the thing is, I feel like the topic is Japan now, or is it about KG? What's the topic, Khamida?
The racism. How was it?
Hmm. Oh, I can't comment on that.
I think you're also like, yeah, I think Maurice is also this kind of person. Like, as long as I know you, you're just this kind of person that you're just you don't really pay any attention to this kind of thing. You're just being Maurice, going out to the world, receiving a lot of, you know, attention and meeting all different expats. So it I don't think it's ever a problem for you, right?
I don't want to comment on that.
Yeah, but yeah, Maurice is not in Japan, but it feels like sometimes he is here because I told him all my stories all the time. Yeah, exactly. So, any last question that you have so we can have 10 more minutes of this very surprising live and then make sure everyone goes and have a good sleep.
That's a question for you, Khamida.
Mm.
How is it for you to be a foreigner in Japan?
How is it for me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, since I look Asian, it's very different than like from people who, for example, look um, Middle Eastern or black or like white. So I never had like this experiences when I was in the train and people wouldn't sit next to me because I'm a foreigner. Um,
You have black
well,
friends. What are their stories? What do your black friends that are with you in Japan tell you about their experience? Do they ever
yeah,
talk about this with you?
I have black friends here, but these guys are like they're definitely there is some sort of racism like that they experience. So people, you know, sometimes not sitting in the train with them and stuff because they look too different for them. But in general, like the friends that I have, they have a very positive attitude. Like they find their communities of people who are, you know, not jerks pretty much. But actually, one time I was with my black friend in Shibuya, and what happened is that the police came. Like there were a bunch of foreigners, including me, and um, there were a bunch of foreigners, including me, some of my European friends, and yeah, so we looked like a crowd of foreigners. But out of all of us, the policeman would come to him and say, "Hey, can you show me your residence card?" And he was like, "What's up?" And they were saying, you know, like just a couple of days ago, there was there were some unrests here, like caused by foreigners, and we're just checking, like, you know, like your documents, who you are, to make sure you're not, you know, we can exclude you from suspicion list. And the thing is, like, he was not asking for these documents from other people, but just from this guy. And at some point, like the other Japanese guy, he would just come up and stand up for him, like, "Hey, what's the problem? Why are you asking only this guy for the document? Just, you know, go away." But definitely, I could see that my friend was sad that, you know, he was the only one approached for that. And I felt so angry, like, because that was so, just, I don't know, that was definitely racist. But that was the only, like, um the only time when I have witnessed that, um like, in, yeah, with my own eyes. Of course, like, I mean, maybe, but other times I haven't really seen it. I only like heard it from my friends. Yeah, definitely it's there. It's there. Um, Jessica, I apologize if the question offended you. I was just curious because my daughter is half black, half Spanish, and looking to go to Japan. Ah, yeah. I mean, it's not, you. One thing that can so for sure, there's never like your daughter's not gonna be harmed. Like there's not things that gonna put her into danger or things. I mean, people are just can be sometimes ignorant or just not used to the foreigners because um what I actually one time I actually approached some of my Japanese not friends but like people that I met in a bar, and I said, "Hey, you know what?" And they were like the Japanese who didn't speak English, very traditional ones. So I asked them, "Hey guys, you know, some of my foreign friends, they are actually offended by the fact that you're not sitting with them on the train or you're not, why are you doing that? And the response was very sincere, I think, because they told, it's not like we're avoiding or we're trying to be rude or racist. We just are afraid that they're gonna start speaking English to us, and we are very shy about our English ability. So that's why we don't do it. And that just opened my eyes, like my mind so much. I'm like, okay, so in many cases, when you think it's racism or discrimination, it's actually not. It's actually just people are being shy. So I mean, there's definitely, there's a line where it becomes more of an racism, I guess, but for not, but if you speak Japanese, I think a lot of things become more clear. So my strong encouragement for person to come to Japan is like to speak Japanese, because a lot of conflicts, a lot of misunderstandings can be solved through speaking Japanese for sure. But at the same time, people are people everywhere. Sometimes you meet rude people, like regardless of how good you are at language and stuff. The question from Freddie: how do you find time for yourself with university studies and Aikido clubs, events, etc.? It is stressful and exhausting. Yeah, I have my own ways to do that. It's like I think depending on how busy you are to your program, sometimes if you come as a research student, you're just required for to take um, Japanese classes and like any classes that you want. But I reduced my time of like taking any extra courses, so that's why I have time for club activities. Because honestly, that's something that I definitely wanted to try out here in Japan, since I'm here. Um, I don't think it's stressful and exhausting for me. It can be for some people who have like a professor who demands them to be from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. in the lab every day. And that's like, I have some friends who are into the situation, but I was lucky enough that um, it doesn't happen to me. So that's how I find time for Aikido and for you guys here. Um, Next one for you, Maurice, actually, from Toby. Maurice, feel welcome to join our anti-racism and anti-gender bias meetings at IPMU. We try to further improve it locally, but we also want to spread the insights for Tokyo University. Thank you, Toby, but Maurice is not from Tokyo University, but it's so nice of you. Maurice, you see, you gotta be here. People are like, people want you to be here. How do you feel about it?
You know, it feels good to be welcomed. It feels really
Yes,
nice.
right? You
It
should
feels
come
like
here.
you're
I'm
welcome.
here. Come on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your sister from another mister is here.
I love that. So
Yeah, thank you, Toby.
anti-gender bias meetings at IPMU.
Yeah, Google it.
IPMU.
IPMU. Sounds like a nice organization. It's so amazing. Oh wow. So you see what Toby said. I know he's not here, but he's invited. Ah, so sweet of you. Actually, Maurice have been to Germany, so maybe you will have an amazing. And Toby's from Germany. Should have
Hmm.
some amazing conversation together.
Hmm.
You see, TSOM. Uh, yeah, this is the name. Yeah, Tokyo State of Mind is making these meetings happen. Yeah.
Right.
Amazing. Yeah, and the last comment from Jessica. Thanks, and keep up this wonderful TSM channel. Thank you so much, Jessica. Thank you for your questions. I definitely strongly recommend like your daughter to try out MEXT, and she's welcome to be here. I actually know a lot of like half black um, foreigners here, and they're having an amazing experience. Like, I think I strongly believe that year by year Japan is improving in terms of international like globalization and international things. So um, definitely a strong recommendation, like just to try it out. It's great out here. Yeah, and oh, Toby is running these meetings for IPMU. Good job, Toby. I thought you were. I didn't know that you were like running this kind of amazing meetings. That's great. Yay, guys. Thank you so much for joining to our very random surprise Tokyo State of Mind live. I had so much fun time. It was great to get to know about you more. And thank you so much, Maurice, for joining. It means a lot. We are, if you like this kind of live, random live sessions, just let us know so we can do more, we can improve, we can try new software. I'm all into trying new stuff and experimenting, and I hope next time Katya is gonna be here. We miss Katya here. Katya, we miss you. Yes. So thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, leave the comments, share our content, give us suggestions, and follow us on social media where we're always there. Here, IG, yeah. Follow our IG and we like YouTube channel. We're always there to provide you the best stories to make you feel good about yourself in life in Japan, where we're here to fight loneliness and isolation and make sure that everyone is happy. So thank you so much. If you're in Tokyo, in Japan, good night. And if you're in other parts of the world, have a great day. Always be in a Tokyo state of mind. Bye bye.
Yes.